Okay, let's head over to the gym. Today is a back day. It is a shoulder day. You know the regular schedule. We're gonna be destroying some side delts, some rear delts. We're most likely not gonna be doing any front delt work just because we already kind of work on our front delt when we're doing things like chest. But that doesn't mean that you're supposed to skip it for a really long time or whatever. It's always good to develop everything as you kind of go. So for sure, we're gonna start incorporating. Maybe today, maybe I don't become a lazy ass and I actually do some front delt work. So hopefully we end up doing that. Just because once we go super crazy on our back, it usually leaves us pretty gassed. And I really rather focus a lot on my back work because we've made so much improvement over the time, and my shoulders are a little bit more on the dominant side than my other body groups. So I'm just kind of putting it a little bit on the back burner, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to be training things like side delts or rear delts really. So we're going to still be doing that. So we got to make sure that we're still throwing it into our routine. Now we're also doing shoulders or any single body group twice a week. And so we're going to be hitting back and shoulders again on Saturday. And so you guys are usually get that on Monday. So it's a little bit of gives me a little bit of a head start, and also gives me a little bit of a break on Sundays as well. But Jasmine's already there. She's stretching. She's gonna hold that pull-up machine for me as we get there. I think we're gonna be able to catch her on our second set. So what we have in the books today is gonna be some pull-ups. I'm thinking maybe 2 to 3 sets. And then we're gonna move over to some cross bodies like always. Most likely gonna end up being with a cable stack. You guys already know, me and the cable stack have a romance like no other. Cable stacks and me just go hand in hand. They're just like, honestly, they're the best. I would honestly switch them for any type of dumbbell work because cable stacks are OP, so do not be sleeping on them. If you're someone that maybe likes to do things a little bit more old school, you like to do a lot of dumbbell work or whatever, man, try the cable stacks and you're not gonna regret it. I think it's gonna do some serious damage and you're gonna get some crazy gains. So try to throw it in. That's why you see me kind of experimenting here and there, but you don't see me just doing specifically cable stacks. You'll see me sometimes also doing things like dumbbell work or things like that. So it's kind of a little bit of a mixture, I would say, just to kind of mix things up. You know, they always say that this works, this other thing works. Why not do both? And if one doesn't work, then the other does, you know? But while you're trying to try both of those things out, go hard in both of them. Because, man, maybe one thing doesn't work and you end up making it work. You never know. You never know. And then we're going to move over to some rows. Like always, if we get lucky, we're going to get that nice row machine that we got at the gym that's a bit new. We've had it for maybe 4 months. It's honestly my favorite back machine. It's a chest supported row, and so those are the way to a big back because you can get a really crazy stretch. And man, the gains that we have been making on our back have been showing. So for sure, do not be slipping on any type of chest supported rows because those really give you the best ability to stabilize as much as possible. And if you're doing them with good form and heavy weight, you should see some gains over time. You should see some gains. You can just take it from me. I've already kind of switched things up, and you can already see, like my past videos, I've already seen so many different changes, a lot more detail in my back, just from little changes that I've made over so many back days. You know, you kind of just stack up those back days, and with the consistency, I started to learn a little bit more about my body. When I first started doing things like lat pull downs and pull-ups and things like that, for one, I wasn't even able to do a pull-up. It was hella hard. And then I was I wasn't feeling my lats, but it took a little bit of time for me to get used to that, and that's why it's important to stay as consistent as possible so you can really get that mind muscle connection. And then once you become a little bit more experienced and everything, that's where you start to really I wouldn't say tone it down, but you start to bring in the intensity a lot more, and that will do the trick. I think at the beginning when you're starting off as a beginner, it's good to do a little bit higher volume just so you can kind of get adjusted, so you can get a little bit more mind muscle connection, I guess you would say, reps, so you can kind of figure that out as you go by. And then once you're maybe like a year and a half in and you really get that mind muscle connection kind of activated, hey, maybe you're lucky. Maybe you already have the mind muscle connection right away. But for some people it takes a little bit of time, and it takes maybe a year and a half, and that's when you can really bring up the intensity and start to go crazy. Now, I wouldn't say it's a little bit harder to say. Like for example, if I tell like someone who's a beginner, first time at the gym, go super hard, do some intense workouts, they're never gonna want to come back. So you have to kind of start off gradually and go from there. And I think higher volume, learning a little bit more about your body is the way. Is the way. And so I wouldn't call my first few years of lifting a waste of time or anything like that, because I feel like those were built this mindset that I have now to be as consistent as possible. And it kind of got me to this point where I was able to learn what works and what doesn't work, and what I like and what I don't like. And so I wouldn't call them a waste. I think I'm just gonna call them more like what would you call time reps. I was making sure that I was getting used to everything, I guess you would call it, because it even took me a bit of time to even learn how to eat properly. At the beginning, we think that, oh, let me just eat everything and start lifting. I'm just going to look super huge. And man, if you are thinking that way, let's say if you're a beginner and you're looking at this right now, you are in for a rude awakening. You want to be careful when you're going in, mostly bulking and everything, because it can be a downward spiral. Next thing you know, you're like 40, 50 pounds overweight, and you have to drop that completely. So for sure, just try to be mindful of when you're cutting and when you're bulking when you're first starting off. Okay, my bad. I caught a little bit of traffic and I decided to be safe and cut the car talk real quick just to make sure we got out of that. But like we were talking about, it even took me a while to learn how to eat, because a lot of the times we think that just eating everything and working out is going to get us those crazy gains, but we have to be really mindful when it comes to what we're taking in, like the protein intake, fat intake, carbs, and things like that. So I for sure would look for a macro tracker. I think counting your macros is honestly the best way to get results, and it's also the fastest. And the reason I say the fastest is because you're knowing exactly what's going inside your body, and also how much energy you're putting into it and everything. So that's the only real way to really know whether you're going to be in a caloric deficit, in a surplus, or whatever, by counting your macros. Because if you're eyeballing things, I mean, after some time you can maybe eyeball things, but how how accurate can we really be from just eyeballing something? No matter how much repetitions you can be, sometimes it can be wrong, and so it's better to count them, make your make a food scale your best friend, so that way you can start to count your calories. It's also been the best thing for me, honestly. It's been super good ever since I started counting my calories when I was in college. That's when I first learned on how to count, because I looked up it's funny enough, I looked up a YouTube video, and it was from Christian Guzman, because I was watching a lot of his stuff back in the day, and he's the first person that taught me how to count my macros. And ever since then, I got really good at it. I know exactly how to modify and things like that based on the formula that he mentioned in that video that I watched, and it was It was fire. I think ever since I found that video, it changed my gains. Literally, it changed my gains. I'm not even kidding. Counting your macros is no joke. It is no joke. So if you're not counting your macros, I suggest you do it. That's the only one way to also know how much protein you're getting in and everything. I think that's a smart way to go about it as well. We want to be smart about some of these things, so that way we can get some of those gains that we want. Okay, but let's go ahead and switch over to the gym now. Jasmine is already over there. She's telling me that it's not too busy, so I'm hoping that when I get there, it's not too crazy and we can do some pull-ups, no problem. Cross your fingers for us, guys. I will see you there. Okay, so it got a little bit busy at the gym, so we weren't able to get the assisted pull-ups. I'm thinking I'm gonna do one set of this and then maybe we'll move over there. Or maybe I'll just do 2 sets of these or 3 sets. Let's practice our pull-ups today. I think we're gonna do 3 sets. Let's see, maybe we can get on the first one. Hopefully we can get a solid, I don't know, man, 7 to 8, slow and controlled, but we'll see. We shall see. We're watching this collaboration with Sam and Urs, and that's what's motivating us through this workout today. We're gonna use the Gym Reaper wraps this time because these keep me up way better. They hold me in place a lot better than the other things. Make sure things on me. All right, wish me luck. Oh, we're not done. Come on. Okay. That was good. We're gonna do one more just like that. And then we'll see what we end up doing after. Man. I think, yeah, this one should be good. This one felt pretty good. The other one is nice, but with the other, what kind of sucks about the assisted pull-up bar over there is that the handles are really thick. And so if I try to use the Versa grips, it's really difficult because I can't grip it properly. And when my hand starts getting sweaty, my hand starts slipping, and I don't want that, but that's just the unfortunate part with it. But with these in particular, it keeps me in place throughout the whole time, and that's what we're aiming for. Okay. Let's give you guys a closer view. Boy, let's try to match it as much as we can because, man, pull-ups are, they feel like my kryptonite right next to 20 type of bench press. Honestly, it's hella fucking hard, which kind of sucks. But we are getting better. We used to not even be able to do one, so I think we've been able to make some serious progress so far. Let me put this the right way because I put down backwards. All right, I'm gonna take maybe 15 more seconds and then we'll start up again. All right, buddy. All right, let's see what we're gonna listen to. We're gonna listen to Nights by Frank Ocean. Get us through this. Oh. Oh my God. Okay. Let's go ahead and move to the assisted because, man, I don't think I'm going to be able to get another 6 or 5. I'll see you guys over there. Let's go ahead and do our last one real quick so we can catch up to Jasmine. I'm going to do assisted just because, man, I don't think I'm going to get another 5 or 6 on the regular pull-ups. And I just need just a tiny bit more leverage to get hopefully 7 more. But we'll see. We shall see. It's also a bit awkward to set this camera up right here because it's kind of in the middle of everything, so I don't want to be in the way too much, but let's see. All right. Come on. Nice and easy. Okay. That's it. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. I'm done. Let's finish this up so we can catch up to Jasmine. She's already doing some rows. She's about to be on her 3rd set. So we got a ways to go. We're gonna do some of these cross bodies, hit it for 2. Start off with our left and then just match her right with our left, but we'll see. Man, it's always don't skip cardio and consistency. I haven't done cardio in 2 years, but I eat well. See, I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay. I'm gonna take a 15-second break, man. There's no way. I don't know if it's the cable, but the way this thing's going up, feels like it's stopping every like millisecond. All right, let's switch this off. For our right one, let me see with Kodak Black. Let me fix you. Oh, okay. Let me clean up this fucking sweat. It's running down my eye, and it hurts. All right. I'm gonna save it for one more. I'll see you guys for some rows. Okay. Let's give you guys a quick close up. I will adjust the lighting on the next one. I'm gonna have Destiny here set me up real quick. There we go. That's good. Yeah. Kill me with this one. Okay. That should be okay. All right. I'm gonna stay here for like 4 to 5 more. We'll see how many more we do. But for sure, we're gonna do one more of the top one and then move over to the bottom one. I'm thinking this time around, maybe I'll do 2 of the top handle and then we'll do 3 of the bottom one. I think that should be pretty good. I'm gonna take maybe like 30 seconds and then we'll start again. Let's do our second set now. Like I mentioned, we're gonna do 2 sets of the top handle and then we'll move over to the bottom one after that for maybe 2 to 3. I'd say I haven't really decided just yet. But we ended up moving down from the 185 to 175, and I think that should be pretty good. It's a little bit harder to tie this one up. There we go. Okay, need to drop down. Holy shit. That feels fucking heavy today. Oh. I say for maybe 2 to 3 more. What? Okay. There's one to the bottom handle now, man. I'm gonna take maybe 2 minutes. I'm gonna drink some water. I'll see you guys on the next one. There's one to the bottom handle. I'm gonna stay here for, I think, 2. And I think I'm gonna just record the first one. And then, yeah, just so I don't make the video any longer than it needs to be.
Muy importante.
Let me drop it there. Drop the 50. All right. I'm gonna save for one more. I'll see you guys for some battle race up next. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our first set of lateral races. We've been doing a lot of the dumbbell work, but this time around, I think switching up to a little bit of cables to start off this week is the way to go. Let's try to do 23 for the first one. Try to get as many as we can on our left, and then just match our right with that. See how it goes. Hopefully, we can get as many reps as we can. All right, let's hand this up just a tiny bit more. Make sure it's good. All right. Hope for the best. Okay. I'm gonna take a break in between that, or else I won't be able to get 6 on this next one. One. Yeah. Yeah. All right. There's going to be a pause. A pause right for a pause set. So right hand to it for one more. All right. Yeah. That was that last one. Let's draw down for a third. Not for a third, for the second set. I think for the second set, what we're gonna do is draw down from 23 to 20, and either match it for 6 again, or hopefully get 7 or 8. That's what I'm hoping. Man, we've been, our pre-workout has been awesome lately. For the past 2 days, what I've been doing as a pre-workout has been the Nicks. If you guys have tried the Nicks ice cream, like pints, how they're like 300 and something calories for like the whole thing. I mean, it has a good amount of fat, but if you ever kind of space it out throughout your day, you can incorporate it in. And so for me, I don't use a lot of oil really, or any at all. All my fats are really coming from the food. And so what I've been doing as my pre-workout has been 2 chocolate Quakers with 2 servings or half a pint of the Nick's ice cream, and it's beautiful, man. It's been like getting it through everything, and it satisfied my sweet tooth, and it's not normal ice cream because it's way less calories. So that's what we're looking for. It's been a really good change. Honestly, if you guys haven't tried those ice creams before, check them out right here. I'm gonna put them up here so you guys can check out which ones I've grabbed so far. I grabbed this one. I've tried this one. I've tried this one. And then maybe we'll put a 4th one here, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay. Let's do this next one. We're gonna start with our left again. Okay. Let's take a quick break and hit it for 7 on our right. Man, I'm already getting a pretty good pump already, which I'm pretty happy about. And Leslie hasn't gotten too busy at the gym, so We haven't really been waiting for a lot of things because Jasmine's been in front of us throughout the workout. And so she's been able to reserve some of those machines as we go through. So it's almost as she finishes, I finish, and go through there, which is pretty nice. Okay. Let's hit it for 7 on our right. I'm already pretty tired, but let's do it. I'm hoping for the best. Let's put some music on because I've been listening to nothing actually. There's nothing playing. Let's see. On freestyle. Yo, baby. For that one, I'm gonna stick to 20. But I'm just gonna record these 2 sets here. But I'm gonna stay here for 2 more. I'll see you guys first on the first peg deck if we get lucky. We're gonna stay here for I'm thinking 4 solid sets. I'm gonna record just the first 2 just so I don't make this video any longer. And I'm gonna see you guys for the pump check. Let's do this first one. Oh, thank God. I didn't lose my AirPod. All right, let's do it. Okay. This is my channel, right? Yeah. Okay. That was good. I didn't want to get more on my right because I don't want my right side delt to be bigger than my rear right side delt to be bigger than my left. So we're gonna try to match it as much as possible to our left. Let's do one more. I'm gonna go drink some water real quick. Let's give you guys a front view. Yeah.
That's how you make. Then you have like posture. Doesn't as much. It does something for
Okay. Let's give you guys the front view of the other side real quick. There we go.
Yeah, I know, bro. It is for me.
You know what's so funny? I forgot how many I did on my left. Here I go again. Let's hope I didn't. Let's hope I got 10. Because that's what I'm doing on my right. Okay. I will see you guys for the pump check. Lucky for you. For me, I gotta do 2 more of these. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Okay. Luckily, we got our favorite pulse down spot. So let's see what kind of damage we did today. Hopefully, our camera doesn't die because today's been a long day. We got lucky though, there wasn't that many people. So we didn't have to wait for much. I'll just see the back. Okay. I think that's it. Let's go home. We have some chicken strips and some rice waiting for us. Either rice or I'm thinking of stopping by Safeway and picking up some more of those potatoes because they have been a game changer right now. Even during our bulk, it's been keeping us a little bit fuller, which is nice. Because when I'm bulking, honestly, or gaining, it's hard not to get snaggy. So that's just kind of the unfortunate part. But today was a really, really good back day. Really good shoulder day too. I think we ended up hitting a PR today when it came to those
upper rows. We ended up doing 185, and I don't think we've done that before. So that was good. We're making some solid progress. We're getting way more energy. I've been making sure that I'm getting at least 7 hours to 7.5 hours. It's been really hard to get 8 hours. Honestly, kudos to you if you get 8 hours, because for the life of me, I can't. And this is the unfortunate part, but I am getting around 7 to 7.5. So that still counts. Okay, we got to go meet Jasmine now. I will see you guys again for some not for some squats, for some legs, quads specifically, some biceps, and some forearms tomorrow. Remember, don't skip your cardio and don't skip your sessions. I was just someone earlier, I might actually put them on the blog, and she was saying how she skipped her cardio for like for 2 years now. So maybe we'll convince her to start doing a little bit more cardio, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll see you guys then.